Today I will discuss the physical and cognitive development in early childhood. Let's first define what is early childhood. This is the stage in a child's life from age 3 to age 6. During this period of life, a child is experiencing initiative versus guilt in regards to the Erikson psychosocial stage and pre-operational thinking in Piaget's cognitive stage. I will first discuss physical development in early childhood. This refers to the growth and refinement of motor skills in children. Motor skills can be categorized into two types. Gross motor skills are movements such as running, walking, and jumping that involve the use of large muscles of the body. Fine motor skills are smaller, coordinative movements such as buttoning a shirt, drawing faces, and writing one's name. As depicted in this diagram, there are certain motor milestones expected between the age of 2 to 6. By 2 years of age, you can expect a child to walk without assistance. This usually occurs around 12 months of age. A child can also roll or fling a ball awkwardly and should be able to pick up small objects with their thumb and forefinger. At age 4, a child will be able to cut paper into approximate circles, walk downstairs alternating their feet, and catch and control a large ball that has been bounced across the body. By age 5, a child should be able to write their name, walk without holding onto a railing, and toss a ball overhand with bent elbows. And finally, at age 6, the child will be able to copy 2 short words, hop on each foot for 1 meter while holding a railing, and catch and control a 10-inch ball using both hands with arms in front of them. I will now delve into factors that affect physical development in children during this period of growth. A few major factors are genetics and hormones, health and nutrition, socioeconomic status, and physical activity. Firstly, genetics and hormones. At birth, children produce a hormone called growth hormone, which is controlled by their genetics. This hormone is important for brain, muscle, and sense development. A lack of growth hormone will cause a slowing of physical growth in children. Health and nutrition is also important for the proper growth of a child. Malnutrition can lead to improper bone growth and motor function development due to a deficiency in vitamins such as vitamin A, B, D, and K, as well as minerals such as calcium, iron, and zinc. Malnutrition can also be seen in families of low socioeconomic status and underdeveloped nations. Families living in low-income areas tend to lack facilities in their neighborhood, such as playgrounds, amusement parks, and recreation centers where children can safely indulge in play and exercise. Children need physical activity to promote bone growth. Play and exercise also helps to improve coordination and stability. A lack of physical activity can lead to obesity and poor absorption of nutrients they need for growth. Now I will discuss cognitive development in children between the ages of 3 and 6. In this section, I will compare Piaget's theories to another Russian psychologist by the name of Vygotsky. As mentioned earlier, this phase is the pre-operational stage of Piaget's cognitive theory. This stage is defined by a child's lack of inability to step back from one's immediate perception and think conceptually. During this time, children believe that inanimate objects are living, and they have no concept of conservation in terms of number, mass, volume, or liquid, and matter. Vygotsky's theory, known as the zone of proximal development, states that a child only advances when taught by an adult. I will delve more into scaffolding a little later. I will first discuss Piaget's theory of conservation. In this image, we have 4 of Piaget's conservation tasks. The first task is in regards to number. If you place 2 equal rows of pennies and then increase the spacing between the pennies in the upper row, the child will perceive the top row to have more pennies since it is longer than the bottom row. The next task is in regards to mass. Place 2 equal balls of clay in front of the child and then flatten one of the balls. The child does not understand that the amount of clay is the same, but just has changed shape. The third task is in regards to volume or liquid. If you fill 2 equally sized glasses with the same amount of liquid, and then pour the liquid from one of the glasses into a taller and narrower glass, the child now perceives the taller and narrower glass as having more liquid. The fourth task is in regards to matter. Take 2 cubes of sugar and dissolve 1 of the cubes in a glass of water. When asking, is there the same amount of sugar, a child would answer no, since they cannot see the sugar. The results of these tasks show that children do not grasp the concept of reversibility and decentering during this phase of childhood. Now let's talk about Vygotsky's zone of proximal development. Vygotsky believed that development occurs through social interaction and children need to learn from an accomplished adult for cognitive growth. He defined the ZPD as the difference between what children can do themselves and their level of potential development as determined through problem solving under adult guidance or in collaboration with more capable peers. This means he believed that children should be given tailored instructions to learn. And once they have had an understanding of what is being taught, the instructor should take a step back and allow the child to reach their own potential competency. This became known as scaffolding. The last topic I will be discussing is language development, specifically the challenges on the language pathway in early childhood. As children begin to put words together, they face certain challenges. By age 3, children attempt to say multisyllable words with some difficulty pronouncing the words. For instance, instead of saying spaghetti, a 3-year-old may say spaghetti. This is called a pheno. While they cannot say complete sentences, they use what is called morphemes, which are small units of language. As the child progresses in age, their mean length utterance, or MLU, also expands. At the age of 3, they can put together 3 MLUs to say me go home. A child during this time is also trying to learn correct grammar. However, they still make mistakes in forming a sentence. For example, instead of saying, I am coming out, the child will say, me come out. During this time, children are learning semantics, which means they are trying to understand the meaning of words. However, they still make mistakes, such as calling the family dog a horsey, because they do not understand that a horse is different than a dog. It is also very common for a young child to turn a word into the plural form by adding an S. Therefore, instead of saying feet, they say foots. They also tend to incorrectly refer to the past by taking the regular form of a word and just adding ed to the end. For example, instead of using the past tense of run and saying ran, they will say runned. This is referred to as over-regularization. The last challenge is over and under extension. This means a child may use verbal labels too broadly or narrowly. This means they will call every older man grandpa and cannot grasp the idea that another child can have a grandpa because only his grandpa is grandpa. This concludes my presentation on the physical and cognitive development during early childhood. Thank you so much.